That's Hunter.
Hello, y'all. We're back with the Patreon episode. I know it's been a while. It's been a long ass minute. We can be real. It's been a long ass motherfucking minute. Like,
it's been a while, honey, and things have happened. Okay.
Yes, you were here. You guys lived in 2021. You guys lived in 2020. You know how it is. But we're back and we're better than ever, and we're here to talk to you about some of our non-Bravo related shows, our favorite non-Bravo related shows. That's the tongue.
And just shoot the shit in general.
Yeah.
You know the vibe of the Patreon. If not, welcome to all of our new Patreon visitors, and thank you for our OG Patreon visitors, the ones who stuck with us, the ones who stayed with us, the ones who showed up to the happy hours, the ones who didn't show up, but you are still a Patreon subscriber. We love you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. We thank you. And yeah, like, thank you for being here.
Yes. We appreciate you and we love you. And we hope we're doing you good and making you proud. So,
and if we haven't been, we are going to be on our shit now. Yeah. Like, you're going to get so much more content because we just have to get out of this funk. Like, it's just, let's just be honest. It's just been hard to adjust. We thought COVID was getting better.
Yeah.
You know, we thought like our financial situations were getting better. We thought that everyone was getting better. We thought that just everything was improving, but 2021 was just not what we thought it was going to be. Like, yes, you know, the vaccine came out, thank God, but people are still catching COVID left and right. The CDC is naming variants and strains, but then they're telling people to go to work. People are going to work sick and literally getting other people sick. Like, it's just a whole bunch of crazy shit that's going on that is affecting us all. And we all just need to get through it together.
Yes, and pray about it, because that's what I've been
pray doing. About it. Yeah.
That's the best thing that you could possibly do. And let's just speak the positivity into the world and do the best that we can. Take it day by day and, you know, go from there.
Exactly. Well, TV is back, though. I'll tell you that much. That's one thing that we missed so much in 2020 and like the first half of 2021 was like there were so many, not only TV, but also movies. Like, there are so many movies pushed back, so many TV shows pushed back, so many things canceled, so many things just not able to happen or even be as good because of COVID. But it's back now. Like, fall had a great slate, like Succession, Insecure. All of these things, you know, are back. And in the movies, my God, Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings. I did not know that I was going to love that movie as much as I love that movie, but I fucking love that movie. Like, I watched it on Disney Plus. Like, it gave me Spider-Man, but like classic Bruce Lee mixed all into a Marvel movie. And yeah, it was different, but it was like a good different. And that man is fine. So it was great seeing him.
And then we got a Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. I just want to say that, like, that alone, that was okay with me. Like, that was all right.
Not okay. That was excellent.
Beyond okay. That was excellent. And it just makes me want to see more of Tobey Maguire. I love, you know,
you miss him.
Yeah, because I miss him. And I see a lot of people talking shit about his Spider-Man, but guess what? He was the first to do it. And he had 3 movies, unlike Andrew Garfield, no shade.
Oh, you know what? They're saying that they want more Andrew Garfield movies instead. Because I actually kind of agree that I liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, obviously not better than the first one and not better than Tom Holland. He's third on my list. But in general, like, he wasn't a terrible Spider-Man. And seeing him in this movie and that moment where, you know, he catches MJ, like, that was just a great moment. So a lot of people are saying that they want him to finish his own trilogy. What do you think about that?
I mean, I would be here for it. Honestly, before I seen the newest Spider-Man with Tom Holland and all of them, I wasn't too fond of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, but then I went back because I actually enjoyed him in this movie. And I rewatched his Spider-Mans and I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. It still wasn't my favorite, but it was definitely better than what I last remembered. So
it gave you a new appreciation for him.
So and just I would like to see him come back, but I would also like for them, because I've been hearing like maybe they might do a Disney Plus show with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and I'm like, listen, I would like to see that. If you guys give him a movie, definitely do that show. And I guess it's supposed to focus on him and MJ's kid, which grows up to be Spider. Like, she
where did you hear
Spider-Girl. This was.
I hope that like, there's so many rumors online. First of all, but that sounds like even though it's probably a lie, it's a good lie, because I would watch the fuck out of that.
Exactly. But I seen a post about it on, I believe it was Screen Rant or some shit like that, and they said they wanted to go ahead and do that. So I was like, okay.
Do you think that Tobey wants to be back in like the Spider-Man world, though?
Not at all. I don't even think he wanted to do this movie, but I feel like
he did it for us, and that's why I love him.
He did it for the fans, and he also did it for the money, because
was
very much like, if you guys don't give me this amount, I'm out. And they were like, okay, well, we already have rumors of you being in the movie, so I guess we got to do what we got to do. So,
and I'm glad that they did it, because not even joking,
it was necessary.
For the past 2 years, there's been rumors, we're going to have all 3 Spider-Mans. They're going to have all 3 Spider-Mans. Andrew Garfield could have fooled me. That man said no so many times. Straight up, no. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
You guys might be disappointed, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, if they don't have Tobey, and it's like, at the very least, they can get Andrew. Like, I'm not worried about them getting Andrew. Like, you're spinning around on Netflix. But it was Tobey that I was worried about.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, he has to say yes.
And I was hearing so much shit about him not wanting to do it. Like, I was hearing like he was like
that he's done.
He wasn't getting along with the cast.
Like, and I'm like, what does that mean? Zendaya? Because you're not going to be with your cast.
I mean, not Tom Holland. Tom Maguire is that girl. And that's what people need to understand.
Right, Kristen Dunst is not going to be on this one. None of the people, like, only the villains were going to be in the new one. Rumored, and I feel like he would have, like, you know, it would have let us down if they had one and not the other, or neither of them. Like, I know I would have been mad. Like, I deadass would have trashed them online, because there's no way that you can do all these villains and not have the Spider-Mans there.
Yeah, it was actually rumored that Kristen Dunst was supposed to be a part of it, because they seen her in the area like around the time that they were filming, or I guess wrapping up. So I guess they were like throwing in the finishing touches or whatever. And then I think she was with Emma Stone.
Well, the thing is, I didn't see that. And like, Andrew just told the story about how Emma Stone texted him and was like, "Are you in the movie?" Because, you know, they dated, but they're not together anymore. They've been broke up. They dated for like 5 years. They dated while he was on and off the screen. So she asked him, like, "Are you in the movie?" And Andrew wouldn't even tell her. She had to see the movie to see that.
Well, now that she knows, I hope that she does come back and decide to do the Spider-Gwen, because that's what I want to see more than anything. Like, that is what we need.
So how would they like revive her though? Because she was dead.
she would come from a different multiverse, like how like Green Goblin did, and like he was dead. So I'm like, okay, they brought him back. So they would do the same thing with her, but I'm not sure if they're gonna do that with his movie or if they're going to do it with Miles Morales, because he's supposed to be coming to the big screen soon, and that's, you've seen Into the Spider-Verse, that's his whole storyline.
The cartoon one. Yeah. I thought that would be a treat if they like introduce who's going to be Miles Morales.
Yeah, because
I would like Caleb from Stranger Things to be Miles Morales, or the little boy from Grownish. Like those two are my.
He actually looks
Miles.
But they actually have, like, on the video game, because I play the game, is this guy that's his voice actor in the video game, and he looks exactly like his.
Oh, so they already got him.
So I don't know if they're gonna get him. Like, I don't know, but I feel like it would be smart. Like, why not? Why not? He's already here. And then it was a long time ago. It was supposed to be Childish Gambino, I think, but they kind of like.
What was that whole? Like in Homecoming, he had like that cameo, and he was like a bad guy, and it was very weird. And I was like,
they just threw that in there
with that
because
it was just such a big deal. Like Donald Glover is in the new Spider-Man. They hyped it up so much, and like they had a 5-minute scene, and like that was it.
That was it. Yeah, I think they just kind of threw that in there, and at that time they probably didn't know what they were going to do with Miles, because I don't even think the Spider-Verses were out then.
He wasn't playing Miles anyway. He was playing some bad guy that, like, Tom Holland, like, fucking, I don't know, skeeted on his car and made him, and really, like, he's like, you're a bad guy or something. It was weird. And he gave the location. I don't know. But I would like to see whatever they're doing with Marvel. Marvel has been making me very happy. There is also something that I want to speak about with Marvel, is that the backlash on the Eternals is just unwarranted, and it's 100% because they have a gay character. I get that it's different and it's not what you would expect from a Marvel movie, but not everything is going to be what you expect. And if we keep following the same formula, every movie isn't supposed to be like an action-packed, funny, buddy cop kind of thing. Like the Eternals, they are completely different creatures. They are not the Avengers. So you should not expect Avengers type cinema from the Eternals. And people were bashing it. Like, I can get it if you saw it and you genuinely like just did not like it, but people were bashing that shit before they even saw it. And I'm like, oh, well, what really is the difference with this one is that, one of them is gay, openly gay, with a family. So it was just very apparent with the homophobia. But now it's on Disney Plus, and you guys need to fucking stream it, fucking support it, because Angelina is a bad bitch.
She looks amazing. And although I watched it and fell asleep, which I'm going to rewatch it again.
But that's fun.
Halfway through, but it wasn't bad from what I remember. I just was like out of it. But I one thing I do remember is Angelina Jolie in that blonde.
You'll never forget.
And now
Angelina Jolie. Like, I don't really necessarily like what they did with her character, but I do think that the looks that she fucking served,
it's
and that costume,
iconic. She did what the fuck she needed to do. And that scene where she got riled up, like that scene, I definitely
you need to finish
remember
it. That. You need to finish it.
Like, if nothing else, I remember that moment in that moment only.
Exactly. Well, let's put a cap on the Marvel stuff, because we have other stuff obviously to get into, and y'all see that I'm not just dressed like a fool for no reason. We are literally because we have been waiting.
Euphoria character, y'all. What? First off, what is your Euphoria name? Because you can't be Kaya.
No, it's too boring. I'd be like 6.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, and then the number 6, IX.
I like that.
And then I would come in and I would be Fez's like girlfriend, but the one that he keeps up in like a condo somewhere, and he goes back down with that big lip bitch and his grandma, and he does the dirty work. I'd be basically like Fez's prize bitch, and then like me and Rue meet up, and like I beat Rue's ass because I think that she's fucking Fez. In reality, she's not fucking Fez. Like I have a brother storyline. Yeah, she laughs at
my
me.
brother. We were.
And I'm like, bitch, you think this shit is funny?
Like she wouldn't laugh. She would get like not a crackhead. She's a drug addict.
Okay. But Euphoria, like when it first came on, I was one of the first people to start watching it because I heard only that Drake had something to do with it. Like he has an executive producer credit. Now, after watching Euphoria for it's on that second season.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does. I don't really think that he does anything. Maybe he just put some money up for it. And that's how he got the executive producers.
I like to think he does because of his experience on the Degrassi like show. Like I was thinking like, oh, that's where this is coming from because I'm like, he has all this shit that he's learned and he knows something about a show. Like
yeah, but I don't ever see him like ever. when it says writers, there's no Aubrey Graham, there's no Drake. When it says like people, it's just him posting about it.
Maybe he's sponsoring the music. That's the only
thing. Because the soundtrack goes hard for sure.
And some of the songs, I'm like, how did you pay for this? Because when I heard Tupac, I was like, how did you pay for this?
Well, it's HBO, but
this is not some.
This isn't like this is some steal off YouTube money,
right? And they played the song, like they play a good 30 seconds of each track.
And not only played it, but like she was singing along to it. So it's like we can't even lie and say that we didn't play it. Like who was actually literally singing it. So but yeah, like we both watched it when it first came out, loved it from the first episode, put people onto this show. Pandemic hit. They were already filming it, but got pushed back. They added new characters. They changed the story around. It's a full 2 years, and these bitches are finally back. And it's these last 2 episodes, the first 2 episodes of the season, everything that I could hope for and more. Anxiety inducing, like it's just euphoria, and it's dark, and it's supposed to be dark, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. And it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. And the storyline is there. The backstories are there. The shots are there. The cinematography, the writing, the soundtrack, everything about it is perfect.
Even the casting. And them as younger, like the kid versions of them are amazing, especially when it comes to Maddie and Cassie.
Yeah, like do they age them down?
I don't know. It looks like it because I'm especially with Maddie's. I'm like, is that not her? But it's not. Like they did so good with that, and it's so nice to see them take the time to do that because there's so much times where I see them showing like younger versions of characters, and I'm like, that looks nothing like the older.
But version. Even down to like Rue and her sister being sisters, like Storm Reed and Zendaya, even down to that, like, yeah,
great job.
They look like they could be fucking related. They gave him a white dad. Like, you know, the mom, she kind of favors them. Like the casting, perfect.
They did good. They did very good.
How are we liking the new characters? There's a few new characters. There's that shady drug dealer. And there's a shady drug dealer's ducklet girlfriend. There was the introduction of Fez's grandma. There was also a Pete Davidson-like figure. And there's also Lil Meech from BMF playing Travis that looks like he could be like a love interest for Maddie. So tell me who you like, who you don't like. What's up?
I actually enjoy all of them. Like there's not really a new character that they introduced where I'm like, oh, they could have kept that, because the drug dealer's weird ass girlfriend that kind of looks like Cassie in certain scenes, I'm like, is that Cassie? And then I'm like, no, she's way too skinny and she's way like her lips. I'm like, that's not Cassie.
Don't try Cassie.
But she
like
but
that was
she
unnecessary.
crazy as fuck, and I love it. Like, especially when she was telling Rue what she was telling her in the car. And she's like,
she's real as fuck though.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she might be talking at like slow X3 speed, but she told her exactly.
She was the only one with her tits out in the room. Like, and I don't know. I kind of could stand that, because that was no problem. Like when they were like, "Hey, take off your fucking clothes," she was like, "Okay," like, and she was bored with it. It's like, this is something that she does on the regular. She's like, whatever. And then she's like, "Can I put my clothes back on?" Like at the end, and they're like, "Sure, if you want." Like, can we actually talk about that scene though? Because the song that they played and the fact that he was dancing around while telling these bitches to get naked.
Like, what the fuck?
That made me feel weird, but then I rewinded it because I enjoyed that scene so much.
Yeah, it's just it fits. I don't know why, but it works. It's like, art.
And I don't know if it's just me, but I don't want to be in that situation, like in real life. But I don't know. I kind of want to have a dream about it. Like,
I don't want to have a dream about it. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to think about it too much.
So I can kind of like dance with him, and then like
while he yells at you to take your clothes off with a
gun. This is a dream though. Like, I want to know it's a dream.
I know that you want to know, but even to be putting yourself in a lucid dream in that scene is a very odd scene to want to be in. I would like to be with Fez at the party, I guess, if we're having lucid dreams. But that shit, okay, I know you love that scene. That was a good scene. Let's rewind it a little bit more. What started the season? We got the story, the backstory on Fez's grandma. Yes. And she was one bad motherfucking bitch.
I loved her. Loved her character. Loved the fact that she shot the guy in the kneecaps. That was like,
period.
Also, they are not afraid to show dick. Like, that's if this season they're not afraid to show it. So I just
they showed some last season, but just not as much.
Yeah, no, this one full is like frontal. And I mean,
and balls.
But anyway, because I feel like I'm gonna get sidetracked. But anyway, Bez's grandma is great. She was great the whole time. The only thing that like sucked was finding out that Fez got hit in the head by his grandma, like not on purpose, but like by accident. And I was expecting them to show like what happened to him to like make him the way he is, but I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if do you think it affected him? Because I think that like regardless of if he got hit in the head or not, he would literally be in that same place like a drug dealer. And
I think he would, but it's like the way he talks.
Oh, how he's
slow, like don't do that shit, Rue. You're
the way he processes,
crazy, Rue. Yeah, I think that's like that showed me that that had a lot to do with the way he talks and just certain mannerisms and how he needs a second to think about certain things. Like
that makes total sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I think he still would have been a drug dealer, but probably more hype, if anything, like just a tad bit more hype.
Well,
unless he moved to Broward and then, you know,
and did fast music.
Not by both. That would be something quite different.
Yeah, Fez is definitely my favorite character. His grandma is my favorite new character. what I can tell you is that we're going to get to Maddie and Cassie and Cassie's sister. What's her name in a second? But first, I can tell you who I can't stand this season. I cannot stand Jules. Like, I don't know why. I know that it's because she left Rue at the station, and I felt a way about that. But I just don't, like, for some reason, I just cannot stand when she's on this. Like, I hate her.
I didn't like her first season. I didn't like her second season. I honestly, and I know, but this is the Patreon, so like you guys know, we're going to be a little bit more harsh. I want her to get killed off the show because I feel like it would just make the show so much better. And they have all these good characters that they're bringing on. So it's like, there's really no room for her. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I mean, there is, but I just don't care about her story.
Well, you know, they're trying to do the whole love triangle with Rue, the new guy.
I don't need that. Just put Rue with the drug dealer until she has enough, and until she's like, okay, I'm going to go back to rehab, or maybe something might influence him to stop being a drug dealer, and maybe they might chill out together. So hopefully that happens. But what I do know is that I just don't want to see Jules. I have no desire to see Jules. I'm not excited that she's back. I don't care. When I seen her, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? And then when Zendaya left her at that, not Zendaya, Rue,
listen, we're gonna interchange.
Rue left her at that party and she was kind of rude to her. I'm like, that's how it should have happened, and that should have been it. Like, them trying to get back in touch with each other and trying to
now in the second episode they're back together and Jules is saying I love you, and now she peeps that she has competition.
Yeah, and she should, and it should make her want to leave town again, but for good.
She left town and she came back
again.
You know, I didn't mind her the first season. I liked exploring their friendship and then seeing Rue fall in love with her. And then, you know, I love the way that she carried, like, I'll say what I'll trash her for this season, however long I want to. But she carried with that motherfucking storyline with Nate's dad.
Yeah.
When she literally, like, was at that fucking carnival, and then she gets in Nate's face and was like, you're just like your daddy. And I was like, oh, ooh, yeah. Like, she ate.
Intense.
That was great. But this season, now that she's back, it's like I have no desire to know what's going on in her life. I have no desire to see her back with Rue. I have no desire to see her friendship with Maddie. I just don't care for her. I don't like her. I don't want her there. I don't know if it'll change.
I don't want her
hopefully. I like Hunter Schafer, the person. I heard that she is dating the new guy. There's pictures of them floating around. As a model, she eats, but on the show, I really hate her. And I just don't want to see her anymore of her, really. But
I can agree.
I don't know about killing her off. If she was gonna get killed off, what do you think should happen?
Maybe an overdose or a car accident. I think that's what should happen. Or maybe they can tie it into the storyline with Nate's dad, and maybe Nate's dad can do it. And I'm like, yeah. I know that would be complete shit, but Euphoria is complete shit.
No, but guess what? Like, maybe she would be like, maybe hang out with Rue and Fez, and like she, like, I don't know, maybe like Nate's dad tries to shoot Fez or something, but shoots Jules instead, and like that could be the ending of.
Listen, whatever way you want to do it,
you don't care.
I don't care. I just want.
I'm trying to tie it into a storyline that makes sense, because it doesn't. Euphoria doesn't make sense.
Literally, if they told me like on the next episode, like, oh, Jules died, and everybody just was like at the funeral and they never explained it, I would be completely okay with that. I would be like, let's move forward and let's have a show. And I don't know if you've seen Kendrick's story today, but I actually said the same thing. Since they canceled Generation, replace Jules' character with Chester from Generation. And
I would like to see it.
Fucking show. Like,
because one thing about Chester, like I didn't really care for the show all that much, but Chester would literally spin shit up in Euphoria.
Main character energy, and that's it. And those fashions and the style. But then I'm like, if they bring him, then they're gonna have to bring like.
No, they're not gonna have to bring anyone else. We're not bringing.
I would like to see it, but you know that's a whole story.
Enough.
Like I understand they wouldn't have enough time to do it. So you know I'll be okay with Chester and maybe cameo appearances, but
okay.
So who's been your favorite character though so far from the start of the newest season?
Fez is just so fucking fine. Okay, so based on not fineness, I guess it would be Cassie. Even though I kind of hate that she's with Nate, I didn't see this for her. I didn't see the triflingness. I didn't see her hiding in the fucking shower.
She is
that has become the best meme of like the year so far.
And I will share it every day if I can.
I didn't see her getting a dirty towel thrown over her face in the shower. I didn't see her I just didn't expect. I need to rewatch the finale, but it's like, how do you go from being so fucked up about McKay to literally getting in the car with your best friend's ex-boyfriend who they go fucking crazy about, and literally putting your tits outside of the car and leaning all the way back while riding at 30 miles per hour, and literally all of this shit. I'm just like, where is this coming from, babe?
And she had a Modelo.
And I'm like, I really hate this for you because I feel like Maddie's gonna whoop that ass. But in the meantime, I hope you're having fun.
Right, because it's a fun ride. I must say, it looks like a very fun ride because as much as I hate Nate, it's exciting. It's a thrill. If you don't have anything going on, if you're uncertain about what direction you're going in life, I feel like this is a great thing to do.
Fuck Nate.
I see so much of. No, okay, we're not gonna say. We're not gonna say that. We're just gonna keep moving. But certain things in Cassie that I see in myself, and I can I'll just leave it there.
I think that it's trifling. I think that she's gonna single white female Maddie, like we see. She's gonna start dressing like that. And Maddie's gonna be like, what the fuck? And it doesn't matter that they weren't together. It's just Maddie and Nate are a thing. They're on and off all the time. You're her best friend. And then on top of it, it didn't happen once. You didn't stop it. I got so nervous for her when Nate drove her out. But then what?
Me too.
And then they just started fucking again. So then I'm just like, well, what was really the purpose of that? But
that was very strange because I even made a tweet about it. I was like, what the hell is going on? Because number one, before they even did all of this, Cassie literally texted him and was like, hey, I don't think this is a great idea. Let's just stop. And he's like, don't ever say that again.
Okay, so then don't call me.
Number one, you can't do shit even if she were to say that again because you just got your motherfucking face busted open and you're literally recovering.
Don't let me call my man.
One more time, because I definitely thought they were actually gonna squash it when Fez came up to him at first, and I'm like, oh, and
what is Cassie's sister's name?
Lexi.
Lexi. Fuck Lexi. I'll take Fez from Lexi and have Fez be drastic.
Lexi is literally gonna get her Bible thumping friends, and they're all gonna throw Bibles at you, and that's.
But Lexi literally had a whole conversation about how she does not believe in God. And I was like, this is too much. And then Fez was like, I actually do believe in God. And I was like, okay, there's a balance there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was very interesting. We're seeing a different side of Lexi because she is the more conservative one, the good daughter.
She's
that
funny.
We're seeing that she is not only an atheist, but she also is exploring her wild side. like Normani. So, that's cool, but I just don't see her with Fez.
I get it though. See it for her. It's like I don't see it and I don't want it, honestly, but
yeah, I don't want it, I guess.
He sees her as like this sweet, innocent girl, which she is. And I think he likes that. And I think he kind of likes the same thing about her that he likes. Like he sees that in Rue as well. But I think with Rue, it's more of like,
she's too much of
this is my sister. Yeah, yeah, that too. But this is also like my sister, and I'm gonna protect her at all costs. I think they're more like family now, especially since this last situation. Like they gotta be, because that was some wild shit. But yeah, I don't really care for Lexi's character. I'll be honest, but I definitely like her over Jules.
I do, and I don't think that it's because I'm jealous of her relationship with Fez, because I know that Fez obviously, because I know that people are saying that I'm just saying that because I want Fez, but I know that I cannot have this fictional character.
I think that's like 5% it.
Like it's 5% it, but the other 95 is just because I don't give a fuck about her character.
And that's honestly why I don't want Maddie with the guy from BMF. Like I don't want that at all, because
so wait, you don't want so Maddie, meanwhile, she's lying about knowing Travis, because I know that she probably knows that man. They had their moment in the bathroom. So what did you think about it? Like, I enjoy seeing Meech on it.
I definitely enjoy it, but like I'm a bit jealous about it. But like we said,
so then take all jealousy out then. Okay, like let's okay, well your jealousy is around 30%. So let's take the 30% out, and 70, what's the other 70%?
The other 70% is I like it. I feel like Maddie deserves this, honestly, because little does she kind of has an idea, but if she knew what was going on, like really knew what was going on,
like her best friend,
be good for her. And I think he's going to like, I don't know, I'm not going to say he's necessarily going to be good for her, but I think it'll be a good distraction to keep her mind off of things and maybe prevent her from beating Cassie's ass.
I don't know if there's anything.
Maybe he has sisters
from that ass whooping,
and she could just get his sisters to beat Cassie's ass. Yeah.
I'm not handling things to Miami way, but I'm with it. Like that would be great. I would like to see it.
But I did like the bathroom chemistry. I do think
that was hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maddie, we have to talk about the actual actress that plays Maddie. She is a goddess. Her name is Alexa Demi. She's everywhere. She was everywhere since Euphoria started, because she plays the character and embodies her so well. Right now, I think she is saying that she is 26, because especially with women in Hollywood, they try to take your roles away from you, especially like roles like this, at a very young age. Like they want people who are 26, 27,
right,
younger than that, shit like that, to play that role. But this is the thing. There are pictures out there with Alexa Demi hanging out with Donatella Versace and hanging out with the Kardashians and hanging out with all of these people at these different parties in these different years. You cannot tell me that you were hanging out with the Kardashians at 12 years old. There's no way, babes. So she's absolutely not 26. She is more around, someone said that she graduated in 2008. So that puts her at 32.
You know what? But honestly,
and let me be clear, because I don't want to sound like a hating ass bitch. I stand.
Right.
Because you have to do what the fuck you have to do, and you need to show these bitches that life does not end at 30. You can be 32 and you can play a bad bitch like Maddie. And I could not see anyone else in that role.
Playing her role. Yeah.
Period.
Honestly, I could believe that, but I think, like you said, she plays the role so well, and on top of that, like she looks young, like she looks
right.
the age that
it's
she's
all
playing,
about the way that you look.
So it works. Now, as far as the older version of her, I definitely think if they wanted to bring Doja Cat in, because like she just gives me Doja Cat vibes for some reason, I think that would work.
Okay, so explain this because I don't get it. Say that.
It's her fashion. It's like her fashion and her vibe, I think. Like, I feel like if Doja Cat was a Euphoria character, it would be like an older version of Maddie. It would literally be an older version of Maddie because they have that taste in fashion. They do the different looks, the different styles. Even in her real life, I'm like, they kind of like favor not Doja Cat with no makeup, but Doja Cat like glammed up.
Okay. So Doja Cat vibes. Yeah, I can get the vibes.
And she's fun.
Sure. She is fun.
Like Lisa Barlow, she's fun.
I feel like Maddie is much meaner and more trifling.
That's true. That could be true.
But I understand the vibe and the fashion. For me, she gives me like 08 Megan Fox, like when she was the it girl. She gives me that vibe.
Without the toe thumbs.
Without the toe thumbs. That like I was trying not to bring up because everyone fucking forgot about it because now she's engaged with MGK and she's it girl again. And now Aaron has decided
if y'all see it, don't
bring it up.
Okay, let's just keep it here.
And we're going to end Euphoria on that note because we have another bad bitch show to talk about. And if you're not watching it, then you're not a bad bitch. And, this is our first Patreon episode back. So when we come back, I'm not going to say next time, maybe the time after, we're probably going to bring a friend on to talk about some of our shows with us. We love Raven, so we probably will bother her and get her to come on, especially because Jocelyn's Cabaret is back on and we need someone to talk about it. And also Love During Lockup is back on.
Yes.
And we need someone to talk about it with.
Yes, and that's been giving, so.
But Jocelyn's Cabaret season 3 moved to Vegas. She premieres a video at the top of the show.
Amazing. The quality, the production.
I've never seen such genius. Like, talk about marketing. People have went to Yale, Harvard, Oxford, all of these things, but they've never thought to premiere their music video at the top of the show.
At the top of the show.
She's moved to a new city, a new batch of bitches, but two bitches, her two favorite bitches, well, the one that won and the one she definitely wants to fuck, are back, and they are like the bottom bitches for this season to keep the hoes in line. Jocelyn decides that she doesn't want those hoes in her house without her. And I don't blame her. Stand.
Why would
I stand?
She's not there. Why would they be? She can't trust them. And then you remember what happened last time. She was trying to take a shit and they literally came in the house and started all this shenanigans, all this yelling, screaming. One girl has her weave, like another girl's weave in her underwear. Like it was just a lot going on. And she's like, why the fuck did I come out of the bathroom after taking a shit and you bitches are doing like all this shit? And I actually thought they were gonna start the episode with her like in the bathroom taking another shit and being like, hey.
Yeah. I don't think it would work 2 seasons in a row.
I mean, at this point, she has it. Like, so anything would have worked because that music video really set
that. No, but like, not even like joking around. That music video, like, the quality is just
improving. It's improving. Even the lyrics, the songs, Ballistic Beats and Stevie J. I'm going with Ballistic Beats because he's the one that.
Look at where her music career was.
She would never. I don't think she would be here. If she was still fucking with Stevie J, absolutely not.
Would never let her, and that's why Faith is beating his ass. And that's
she should. And I hear she's bringing other men in his bed. So
she should get his hands to your own medicine. Like it ain't no fun
when the rabbit got
the gun. Period. So back to Joseline's Cabaret, they're in Vegas. Her and the Listing Beats are talking about being in Vegas. They're talking about the last season. They're talking about this season. They have to go and scout the venue. The venue is fantastic.
Yeah.
The venue is huge. It's beautiful. They had the Zeus Network logo all over. You know, they had Joseline's Cabaret, like, you know, vibes all over it, telling her she can do whatever the hell she wants to do. Meanwhile, we meet the new girls. The new girls are in the van. They're already arguing. One girl said another girl's titties smell like chitlins. And I know that it's going to be a good season. That's how I know it's going to be. Because that made no sense.
Me out. Well, it made a lot of sense because if they smell like chitlins, I don't know if y'all know how chitlins smell, but that is a nasty ass. That shit smells like nasty ass shit because it's literally intestines. That's what chitlins are. So they're cleaning the shit out of the chitlins. So her titties smell like shit pretty much. And would I want that to be someone's first impression of me? Absolutely not.
No, because the rest of the season, I'm like, oh, this is the girl with the
and then they said her titties are like hard, and they are, and it's like, and I hate it because it's like they're not lying. Like I wanted to defend her so bad, but I'm like, they're not lying. Like those
they don't
titties look like they hurt.
They don't move. That's the thing.
Take those titties out, girl, and go ahead and just be natural. It's fine because it's not worth it. Honestly, it's not worth it. Just drain them.
Like they have them where like you can get like a teardrop shape, you know, like something more natural, or even if you don't want to look natural, something that moves. It's just like when people get a fake ass and they can't move it. It's the same vibe.
It's embarrassing and it kind of sucks because it's like you're paying for things that are not of quality, and that's unfortunate.
And it's like I literally sleep on my stomach, and I have big boobs, so it's already uncomfortable. But imagine if I had big boobs and they were rocks. I would never sleep.
You're Patrick Star.
Literally. But you'd come in my house and I'd be laying like a fucking starfish. Because I can't fucking sleep because my tits are too hard and they smell like chitlins.
And that's probably why she was so upset getting in the van, like immediately. Because honestly, if my titties were that hard, if I was a woman, like that would be I would be upset every day and I would lash out at people because of it. And Sapphire actually talked about that last season. It's like when you get a botched job, it's like
that's the worst thing that could happen to you though, because that's your body. Like it fucks you up literally every day. So many people have like poisoning from implants, poisoning from butt shots, poisoning from Botox, like a whole bunch of shit. Some things dissolve, some things can't dissolve, some things can't fully dissolve. K. Michelle actually has a show coming out that she's helping people with botched surgeries because she got her shots, you know, in an alley somewhere. And, you know, like it looked good for a while, but then she literally got toxically sick.
And then it was too much.
And they reconstructed her body, and now she looks amazing. But she also looks like a different person. But I guess just
I guess we'll move for it. Like
whatever.
Apparently, it's the makeup, but anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And anyways, so Joseline's Cabaret, amazing. I can't wait to see what the routine is going to be. I can't wait to see who the star is going to be. We have two white girls, like not white girls that with the rah-rah shit, like two regular white girls.
And I like that. Like, they look like they're from Chattanooga, and I love that. Specifically Chattanooga. And I just love that. I've seen that. I noticed it. And I'm like, okay, right away, we're adding like different personalities, different races. And it's good to have them all in the house. They're following that formula. Because if you have all rah-rah bitches, it's not going to be good. It's just going to be a rah-rah ass show. And you need moments to balance it out. And I think that's what this is going to do.
You need a dream doll who's gonna kick someone in the back, but then you also need the girl that she kicked in the back.
Yeah. We're not violent. We just remember.
No, but if you know, you know. The girls who get it, get it.
Just remember certain moments. How do you feel about this cast though?
I don't think that this is like the best looking cast.
They're not. I'm glad we
like
can be honest
it was
about
very.
It's very much like she got them from
quality.
Penn Dutch. Like she just went in Penn Dutch, and she's like, "You, and you, come with me."
It's not a Penn Dutch. I was closed down. I don't know like what happened to the other chains, but it's a meat store. So
Penn Dutch is so
that's what
good,
you guys need to know about Penn Dutch. But apparently they had fucking rats. So
and I hate that because they had this amazing chicken salad. But
they had these amazing fries, like, and they were plain fries. I don't know what the fuck they put in them, but
and those
I
hot dogs
and the hot dogs. And your mom would literally like yell at you and be like, "Wait until we are done to get a hot dog."
You could literally, it was self-serve. You put your own ketchup and mustard on. And I love that because they don't ever put enough.
They don't. Like that was the first time that I felt like I have the power, you know, like fixing my own hot dog at Penn Dutch. But anyways, I hope that, you know, these are they do bring the drama though. While they are, you know, a different class of girls, they bring the drama, and I can't wait to see it dance. Can't wait to see what
maybe that's they
will be performing and what the new song will be that they will be learning the routine to.
And I'm also not excited about Let's See Blow and that other girl. What's her name? Chanel,
the one that won.
I know she won it, and I still don't understand why. But I'm not excited to see them back. I think we all know who we wanted to see. We wanted to see Let's See Blow. I wanted to see Let's See Blow Sapphire, and I'm sorry,
you wanted to see Let's See Blow?
Big Let's.
Oh yeah, like wait, you just said that you like did not want to see
Let's. Right. What's her name?
Lucky,
and Sapphire, because those were the and even I know
the one.
I know people are gonna hate this, but Yummy too, because Yummy had her episode. That last episode where she was on that car.
And I think that's a great swan song. Like that was a great episode. I will give her clout, but we need no more of that. And I also don't like that girl that's talking about the Bible. That's just makes me uncomfortable.
Why are we doing that here? It's like this is the wrong place.
It's like they want to have a gag. Just like when Yummy was doing.
Why did they add Princess? Why is Princess guest starring on the show? That's what I want to know. She has a
production credit, I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
Anyways, like I don't know why they brought her ass on the show. I'd rather Mimi.
For no reason. Like they're not friends in any capacity. When have I ever? I've never even seen. Princess lives in Miami now, and I've never even seen them in the same fucking county.
I don't. If I seen Princess in the street, I would just be like,
I would just walk away. Like I have nothing to say. Like I'm not in a mean way, but it's just okay.
I just don't know what to say. You just have the tiniest face. I just can't. She has the tiniest head. I feel like her head is like this big compared to mine, and like I wouldn't know.
My problem with her is that she's always filing for divorce and letting him file for divorce
and
taking the divorce back. And then he files for divorce, and then she files for divorce, and then they separate, and then they get back together, and
they're like, let's have a conversation. And I'm just like,
and that was I will say though, without them, there would be no Zeus, because that was the first conversation, and he has production credits on a lot, and he gave Princess production.
Ray
credits.
J is a businessman.
He's a genius. He's a Capricorn, so it makes a lot of sense. About it.
But
it makes a lot of sense. But I can deal with Ray J. I just can't deal with Ray J and Princess Love. Like I just want them.
They should have brought Mimi Foss. That would have been way more interesting. Molly the maid to help her like get these bitches in line.
Oh my God. I don't think, I don't know that'll ever happen.
Or Faith Evans. Like Faith Evans would have been great. Because she's already like on the shit. Like
yeah, she's
she would have been slapping the shit out of these girls.
She is no longer the Faith that we knew with Biggie, as if
literally
you could not
Faith
tell.
Evans.
Yeah, she is
living up to her name.
But before we wrap this up, you guys, I want to talk about some headlines that I've been seeing. Some tips that were sent into Dumas, some tips that were sent into Bravo and Cocktails, some tips that were not even tips, but stories on page 6 in general. Like one couple that was a sexy ass couple in general was Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet.
Yes.
Sexy as fuck. And he wanted her since childhood. And he got her. And they were together. And they had kids. And they were both on that I want to be outside all the time shit. So I really thought that they were like true soulmates, but they fucking decided to split and divorce. What do you think about that?
I think it was definitely Lisa Bonet that decided to split. I could be wrong, but I just think, I don't know. When I look at her, I see like, I feel like behind closed doors, she's a lot like Jada. Like she has her secrets. And I'll leave it at that. I think she has her secrets. I think she has a lot of skeletons in that closet.
Okay, well, what I heard personally was that they had been living separate for months, which has been made public. But I heard that Jason Momoa was actually creeping around with another girl while they were living separately. And that's what like sparked the divorce. And it comes at a time where
what a look
he's basically at the height of his career, you know, like Aquaman already came out. He's in Justice League. That's Justice League, right?
Yeah.
That's just, I'm like, oop, don't let Kendrick get my ass.
Game of Thrones. I don't even watch that, but I remember
yeah, he's from, that's what I know.
Mm-hmm. Johnson's Family Vacation.
Johnson Family Vacation.
Solange, yes.
Can
he actually get with Solange next? Like,
I would like to see it.
Would be amazing.
I don't care who she's married to. If they get together,
she's divorced, isn't she?
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, she's split. She's not with that man anymore.
There's room. I would like to see it. Like that's a great point. So manifesting Jason Momoa and Solange. Another person that is not in the news, but there's been a tip sent in, not naming him by name, is that this actor who's in a lot of movies has like one lifestyle that he lives with his wife or girlfriend, whatever, of 20 years. And then he goes to another city where he lives a different lifestyle. And that man is Mark Wahlberg. And it's, okay, so as an action star, as a superstar, I'm not surprised by any of it. But he puts on like, I am so busy that I don't have time to cheat.
I'm going to look at Mark Wahlberg's face to see if I see the cheat in him. He's definitely cheating. He's definitely cheating, and hard
because he's been with his wife for like, I think they were married for like 12 years or some shit like that. But they've been together for 20. And I remember one interview, he was talking about how all he does is like, he wakes up, he works out, he prays, and then he goes goes to work. No.
That's what they do. That's what that's what they do. That's what he was saying. They pray about it and then they go and they cheat.
They pray about it.
That's all they do. The praying men, you remember the game? The men that fall on their knees, Derwin Davis, and do all that praying are the main ones who are like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. Nobody's perfect. Then they want to give you that shit. It's like, no, say that for the church house.
So then what do we think about Megan Good and Herman? Do we think that he was one of those praying men that's fucking lying?
No, I actually don't think.
Or do you think that he's just not for her?
Yeah, I don't think he was fucking around on her. I actually think
Me either.
that he's a sincere, genuine guy who was trying to make it work with someone who wasn't a good fit. Because as much as Megan Good tried to be a good fit, I just don't see her devoting herself to that lifestyle, because being a preacher's wife, you have to let a lot of stuff
well, she
go.
already talked about like how she never felt accepted at church in general.
Yeah.
And just that lifestyle in general, just like.
And you seen the new picture of her at the basketball game?
No, but I have seen Harlem, which is a really good show, and she was with Tyler Lepley, aka dude from what's the stripper show called?
The football game.
P-Valley. And like on Harlem, he played her boyfriend, and they had the best chemistry that I've seen in a while.
My mom told me. My mom
good.
watches Harlem, and that's saying something.
It's
and I was like, good. How do you know this?
Can we bring your mom on to talk about?
She would probably like to.
Because no one else. She has taste. She has taste.
That's the only reason she's watching. I'm like, you don't even like Megan Good like that. She's like, I know, but Tyler's on it. And I'm like, yeah.
Because Tyler, before he went mainstream on P-Valley and is everybody's baby daddy, he was on the Have and the Have Nots. So that's the tea. Like, he was ours first before you mainstream hoes saw him on P-Valley and literally like, now have him up against Drake. Now they have him up against Drake. And it's like, I already have to share Drake. I don't want to have to share Tyler.
Tyler wins, honestly. It's like as much as I like Drake's personality better, I'd say, than Tyler, because in real life, Tyler is such like a nice guy. And it's like you just don't like.
Not even. I feel like Tyler Lepley is more physically attractive than Drake, and like Drake is my dream guy. But like Drake's if I had Drake's personality with Tyler's looks,
it would be much better. So Tyler Lepley, you need to be single. You need to act up, like is what we're trying to say. But Megan Good was out at the football game, and she had on the Miss Good If You're Nasty shirt. So I'm like, yeah, she's done with this.
I loved it. I know that's right. House.
She's like,
I know after 8 to 10 years, I think they were together 8
Did
to 10
you see
years.
that meme? I don't know which one. That was like, I know Megan Good is so happy she doesn't have to go to church today.
I laughed so hard at that I'm afraid.
Because you know what's so funny?
Because that sounds accurate.
It sounds very true. Because
sounds like she probably went to no church these past few Sundays.
I know she celebrates. I wouldn't be surprised if she got up and had church. I feel like
she goes to live on Sunday instead of Sunday. And I think that's where I want to end this on. But
like, I gotta go to Lens Crafters, but I'm gonna make a quick stop.
Lens Crafters?
Because she has to put up a front, you know, that's just the type of gal that she glasses is. And then she's like, and then after she gets her, you know, her groove on and shit.
Listen, she no longer has to go to church. She no longer has to be a preacher's wife. She no longer has to literally close her eyes and pray like the hardest that she's ever prayed in her life every single time that she prays.
Like she that shit was really starting to piss me
off. I think that's what did it for her.
Every week they're taking this selfie and they are just praying as hard as they can. And honestly,
like, what are you going through?
I wish they were here for me last week, but so we could have all said a prayer in my room because I needed it.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. But I just feel like every single time.
It's too much. And then you're going in the church house and they're looking at you like, well, I just seen you on Harlem. But my thing is how she could have definitely clapped back. Why are you watching Harlem?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's not a church lady show at all. It's just as simple
as that. Why are you watching my movies if you know what I'm about?
Period. So I'm like, okay, listen, let's not, because your husband definitely tried to fuck me. So if you want to go there, you go there. No, because it's always the woman that's getting cheated on. It's always the woman that's getting cheated on that's trying to tell you how to keep a man. Like, I don't want to keep a man if the man is like yours.
Right about that. You are so right about that. And I never understand why. It's like, why do you have all this advice but you don't use it? But anyway,
for yourself. Like, we're getting into it, and we have a whole podcast to record. So we love y'all. We're back. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Let us know what you're watching. Let us know if you hate what we said, if you agree with what we said.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. We love you. And just stay blessed.
Stay blessed. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye.